Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Picture this: a man so engrossed in a math problem that he forgets a full-scale Roman invasion is happening right outside his door. That man was Archimedes of Syracuse, one of the most brilliant minds in history. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible inventions of this ancient genius, creations so advanced they continue to shape our world over 2,000 years later. From war machines that terrified Roman legions to principles that are fundamental to modern engineering, get ready to be amazed. So, who exactly was Archimedes? Born around 287 BC in the bustling port city of Syracuse, Sicily, he was more than just a mathematician. He was an astronomer, a physicist, an engineer, and an inventor all rolled into one. His work was so far ahead of its time that it feels almost like science fiction. He wasn't just solving theoretical problems. He was applying his knowledge to solve real-world challenges, changing the course of history in the process. Let's start with perhaps his most famous story, the Eureka moment. The king of Syracuse, Hiero II, had a problem. He suspected his new golden crown wasn't made of pure gold. He thought the goldsmith had mixed in some cheaper silver. But how could he prove it without melting the crown down? He tasked Archimedes with the challenge. Pondering this, Archimedes stepped into a public bath and noticed the water level rise as he got in. In a flash of insight, he realized that the volume of water displaced was equal to the volume of his submerged body. This was the key. He famously leapt out of the bath and ran through the streets, shouting Eureka, which means I've found it. Here's how he solved the crown problem. He knew that gold is much denser than silver. So, for the same weight, a pure gold crown would have a smaller volume than a crown mixed with silver. He first took a lump of pure gold and a lump of pure silver, both weighing the same as the crown. He then submerged each one in water, measuring how much water was displaced. The pure gold displaced the least water, and the silver displaced more. When he submerged the king's crown, it displaced more water than the pure gold lump, but less than the silver one. The verdict: the goldsmith was a fraud. This discovery led to Archimedes' principle, a cornerstone of fluid mechanics that explains buoyancy, why ships float, and submarines dive. It's a principle we use every single day in shipbuilding and engineering. But Archimedes wasn't just a man of peace and principles, he was also a formidable military engineer. When the mighty Roman army laid siege to his home city of Syracuse, Archimedes unleashed his genius to defend it. He designed a range of terrifying war machines that held the Romans at bay for years. One of the most famous was the claw of Archimedes. Imagine giant cranes with grappling hooks extending over the city walls. These claws would grab onto Roman ships, lift them out of the water, and then either smash them against the rocks or drop them, causing chaos and panic among the invaders. The Roman soldiers were so terrified that they would flee at the mere sight of a rope or a piece of timber appearing over the walls. Then there's the legendary death ray. Accounts describe Archimedes using a series of mirrors or perhaps highly polished bronze shields to focus sunlight onto the Roman ships, setting them ablaze from a distance. For centuries, people debated whether this was fact or fiction. Could it actually work? Modern experiments, including one by the show Mythbusters, have shown that while it's incredibly difficult, it is theoretically possible to ignite a ship this way under perfect conditions. Whether he actually did it or not, the story itself shows the immense reputation Archimedes had as an inventor capable of seemingly impossible feats. Beyond warfare, Archimedes' inventions had a profound impact on daily life and industry. One of the most practical and enduring of these is the Archimedes screw. It's a brilliantly simple device, a screw-shaped surface inside a hollow pipe. When the lower end is placed in water and the screw is turned, it lifts water up through the pipe. It was originally used to remove water from the hull of a large ship, but its applications were endless. It was used for irrigation, to drain mines, and to move grain. Today, modified versions of the Archimedes screw are still used worldwide in wastewater treatment plants for moving viscous liquids and even in some modern irrigation systems. It's a perfect example of elegant, efficient design that has stood the test of time. Archimedes also gave us the principle of the lever. While he didn't invent the lever itself, he was the first to mathematically explain how it works. He famously declared, "Give me a place to stand, and I will move the earth." This wasn't just boasting. It was a statement about the incredible power of leverage. He understood that with a long enough lever and a firm fulcrum, a small force could lift an immense weight. This principle is fundamental to almost every machine we use, from a simple pair of scissors and a wheelbarrow to complex cranes and hydraulic systems. Every time you use a crowbar or even open a bottle, you're using a principle that Archimedes laid out over to millennia ago. He also made massive contributions to pure mathematics, particularly in calculating pi. Archimedes didn't have calculators or computers, yet he developed a method to approximate pi with incredible accuracy for his time. He did this by drawing polygons inside and outside a circle with an increasing number of sides. By calculating the perimeters of these polygons, he could trap the value of pi between two known limits. Archimedes also developed a way to calculate the area under a parabola, a feat that is now a standard problem in integral calculus. He used a technique called the method of exhaustion, which involved dividing the area into an infinite number of triangles and summing their areas. This was a revolutionary concept that foreshadowed the development of calculus by Newton and Leibniz nearly 2,000 years later. His work demonstrates a level of mathematical sophistication that was simply unparalleled in the ancient world. Sadly, the story of this incredible mind ends in tragedy. In 12 BC, after a long siege, the Romans finally broke through the defenses of Syracuse. The Roman general, Marcellus, had given specific orders that Archimedes was to be captured alive, as he deeply respected his genius. However, a Roman soldier found Archimedes in his study, completely absorbed in drawing a geometric diagram in the sand. When the soldier ordered him to come along, Archimedes, annoyed at the interruption, reportedly said, "Do not disturb my circles." Enraged, the soldier struck and killed him. The world lost one of its greatest thinkers in an instant, but his legacy is immortal. Archimedes showed us that the world is governed by rational, understandable laws. His inventions and discoveries, the principle of buoyancy, the power of the lever, the Archimedes screw, and his groundbreaking mathematical work are not just historical footnotes. They are living principles that form the foundation of our modern scientific and technological world. He taught us to look at the world with curiosity, to ask questions, and to use the power of reason to find the answers. So, the next time you see a massive container ship floating effortlessly, use a tool that makes a hard job easy, or even just solve a math problem, take a moment to remember Archimedes of Syracuse. A true giant whose mind leapt across centuries and whose work continues to amaze and inspire us today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into history. Let us know in the comments which of Archimedes' inventions you find most fascinating. Until next time, stay curious.